When you're dealing with loneliness, it's an amazing thing. You just have to fight through it. Sometimes when I get lonely or depressed, I don't allow myself to cheat. I don't allow myself to watch movies. I don't allow myself to watch music or listen to music. I don't allow myself to do anything. I just listen and sit with it and figure out why. And I just be with the loneliness or the depression. And you have to be okay with not being happy. You have to be okay with being depressed. So interesting when I figured that out. I figured out that it's really harmful to want happiness. And it's really harmful to try to avoid or want to run away from depression or loneliness. Because once one embraces loneliness and depression and doesn't cheat, and they don't go for the escape routes with Netflix and movies and calling their friends or grabbing their cell phones or going on TikTok or Instagram or any of those things. But to just sit with the loneliness and figure out why you have it and not cheat by trying to escape it, and to also not be scared of it, but accept it. Like, I'm okay right now with this loneliness, and I'm okay right now with this depression, because I need to figure out why it's there. Why is it within me? And if I don't go deep into it, it will always be there. That depression and that loneliness will always exist within me if I don't have the courage to face it and not allow myself to cheat and jump on my cell phone instead or jump on Netflix. I find the ultimate cure to cure depression and loneliness and accept the fact that you don't attach to happiness or anything is to make yourself in such a way. That's so cool. There's a black snake over there climbing up a tree. That happens to me sometimes when I film and I'm outside. Sometimes a snake crawls up a tree. It's happened twice already. It's pretty interesting. It's interesting how snakes like to crawl up trees. It's interesting that a snake is crawling up a tree when I'm talking about depression, which is what our society feels is the evil within, or the demon that we don't want to face, or the devil that we don't want to face. And there goes a snake up a tree. Quite symbolic. Very interesting. But the way I find a cure to depression and loneliness is to become extremely bored. Don't cheat. Don't reach for the cell phone or Netflix or anything. Don't reach for music. But just become incredibly bored. Allow yourself to be in the quiet, the stillness. Sometimes I don't even allow myself to talk to myself. Sometimes talking to yourself through it works in the beginning, and then you figure out that even talking to yourself about it is also cheating. I find one of the healthiest methods is to go outside in nature, because that's what we're truly connected to and with. And just listen. Stop asking. And just be with nature. Don't give anything a name or a label, just be with it. And then all of a sudden, the answer will come. And you'll start to realize that you're not your depression, and you're not your loneliness. You're not even your happiness. You're not even the person. You're no longer an identity or attached to anything. You no longer have gimmicks. You're just the present moment. You're connected to all life, all things. And that's the answer. The person dissolves. The person isn't there anymore. And you're just one with all things, in flow with life and the universe and creation, connected to creation, existing with it, along with it, moving in the same direction with it. And that's when life starts to work for you. Because you've given up the self. You've given up the person. The person is no longer there. It no longer exists in that moment. But the only way to do that is to become extremely focused and present. And the more and more and more you use distractions or cheating mechanisms, such as cell phones and movies and music, or even talking to yourself to block the loneliness and depression, the more you will be lonely and depressed throughout your life. Because it is the exact opposite of what you need to be doing. Cell phones, movies, music. Why were they even created? To block you from experiencing the depression and the loneliness that leads to being connected to all things and finding out that you're the present moment and that you're the stillness and you're connected to life. And you don't need any external things. You don't need to buy anything to make you feel fulfilled or whole. You can find fulfillment and wholeness just in this moment, just by existing, just by dissolving the person and the self. But people in this world who are in charge of all things most likely don't want you to get there, because then you'll stop buying things. You'll stop buying things to make you feel fulfilled and happy and whole. And a lot of people don't want that to happen. My friend Tyler said to me once when we were sitting in a field, he said, "Joe, if everybody was like you, all the CEOs and the corporations would go bankrupt. Because I don't need anything other than water, food, shelter, clothing if necessary, if it's cold enough. Because I'm connected to all things, and what else do you need? You feel alive, present, here with life, existing with life, one with life. And that's all that's needed for fulfillment. Anyways, thank you so much. I hope you're having a great day.